Hi, I'm representing a professional YouTube channel about cryptocurrencies, and today I'd like to tell you about the COTI project. Ready? So let's go. Traditional payment systems like Visa, MasterCard or cash paying fail to account for the underbanked population, which amounts to 2 billion people around the globe without access to the internet. On the other hand, other currencies like Bitcoin have faced severe network congestion, giving rise to higher fees and slower settlement times. COTI is a next-generation cryptocurrency that achieves high transaction efficiency and low fees, while being easy to manage and providing decentralized structures for the services users have come to expect from payment platforms. The main faces behind the project are Shahaf Bargefen, Dr. Nir Halwani, Errol Halfgill, Tal Daria, Yoni Niemann and Anton Suslonov. Together they create a spinal cord of the company. Not all of them are original founders of the COTI, but they're all trying to achieve the same goal. By reconciling the best of traditional payment systems with the best of digital currencies, they want to become the currency of the internet. Their main objectives which pushed the project to the actual stage are: Objective first, decentralization. In order to develop a distributed ledger payment system, a decentralized governance model will be necessary alongside decentralized transaction validation. Such mechanism will directly involve the community in the development and mass adoption of the network. Objective 2. Scalability and immediacy. For a payment system to efficiently accommodate common exchanges, it should be able to provide instant payment solutions, despite supporting high transaction volumes. Objective 3. Reliability. The network should provide a reliable standard for all network activity, including deposits, withdrawals, fees, and transaction confirmations. Objective 4. Security. To develop the next generation payment system, the network should be safeguarded against errors, fraud, and counterparty abuse. Objective 5. Low to zero fees. Transaction costs should be kept to a bare minimum and levied in accordance with each participant's individual contributions to the network, so as to create a self-sustained and equitable payment system. Objective 6. Trust generative. To provide a community-based decentralized payment system, it will be necessary to create a trust among community members by incentivizing trustworthy ecosystem participants with lower fees and higher transaction confirmations. To provide a community-based decentralized payment system, it will be necessary to create trust among community members by incentivizing trustworthy ecosystem participants with lower fees and higher transaction confirmations. Objective 7. Ease of use. The network should be accessible and user-friendly for buyers and sellers by way of dedicated applications during the onboarding process and transactional experience. The support of multi-currency wallet will further enable network participants to transact using a variety of fiat and digital currencies. Objective 8. Regulatory compliance. To develop digital currency-specific regulatory frameworks for widespread consumer adoption, it will be necessary to comply with the legal frameworks of all jurisdictions in which its users reside. In the beginning, they started by trying to find an answer for the main problems that haunted other online payment projects. One of the biggest is mostly trust issues. They are using an innovative base layer protocol in the form of a directed acyclic graph-based ledger built from transactions connected through time by harnessing trust-based algorithms. In COTI, trust is based on historical behavioral data and objective information relating to buyers and merchants. Of course, another major problems for online payments are possible attacks. COTI has built mechanisms to monitor, detect, and defend against them, ensuring network security. The Double Spend Prevention (DSP) is an example of a security mechanism presented by the company. They also introduces novel protocols to address disputes that may arise when sending transactions, a much required feature which is not possible with other cryptocurrencies. COTI has developed a new approach for achieving consensus between transacting parties that operates on a DAG-based data structure. The cluster is based on completely decentralized DAG, which is not stored by any central authority. The cluster is considered the ledger or record for all transactions processed by the network. It achieves scalability through its use of parallel source selection and transaction confirmations, as well as its use of COTI trust scoring mechanism. Their dispute resolution is achieved through the use of mediation service, which protects you from fraud. The service takes advantage of the principles of game theory to ensure a fair outcome in the case of dispute and votes to determine which of the two disputing parties is right. It's not very popular for such companies to be aware of the importance of the user's security. And COTI is not only aware, they're actively trying to make their projects as safe as possible. For all intents and purposes, the total supply of COTI tokens during the formative stages of the network will be limited to 2 billion COTI. Tokens will be allocated as the company explained. 30% token sale covers the private and public sale. 22% reserve will be used to fuel the development and stability of the COTI ecosystem. COTI holders may be able to acquire future releases of COTI from the reserve at a discount to the market rate. 15% team. The team will be allocated tokens as compensation for early involvement and to incentivize continued engagement in the network. 13% incentive program. Incentive program for partners, validators, merchants and users that is intended to support the COTI network and encourage early adoption. 10% backers, partners and advisors. Token allocation in recognition for the resources and efforts contribution by key partners towards the COTI product. Token allocation in recognition for the resources and efforts contributed by key partners towards the COTI project. 10%. Liquidity. Provides liquidity measures to support thriving COTI market. The price of one token will be set at 0.1 United States dollars per COTI, and the token sale will consist of the private and public sale. The minimum contribution in the private sale is 50,000 US dollars or the equivalent in other currencies. As a summary, I enclose a shared video prepared by the company.
What do you see when you picture the world in 20 years' time? Self-driving cars? Holograms in our homes? Instant payments using a single unified currency for all online transactions? With the invention of COTI, this is exactly what we're doing.
COTI represents the next generation of digital currencies. This is a currency and a payment platform that is simple, transparent, trustworthy, instant, and scalable.
COTI is a next-generation payment network that is supported by a native digital currency. COTI has developed a payments transaction network that will vastly improve the online payments experience for both buyers and sellers. We've seen in transportation Uber take on the incumbents, Airbnb takes on the lodging industry, and Spotify makes new waves in the music industry. The payments industry is ripe for transformation.
We have built a blockchain that is the fastest, most scalable blockchain to date. In our network, there are mediators resolving disputes with a delegated proof of stake. We are a tech company that has built a base protocol called Trust Chain that incentivizes good network behavior. Our first implementation of COTI's Trust Chain protocol is the payment industry. This is a $2 trillion industry that hasn't innovated or changed for more than 30 years. It is ripe for innovation. It is ready for the taking.
The system is built on incentives. We reward good behavior to the point that an honest and transacting person will be able to move through the system with extreme fluidity and almost no cost.
By far the majority of digital currencies were not designed with their primary use case being to facilitate retail payments. The differentiator for COTI is that payments is our primary use case. At COTI, we pull together a group of hand-picked specialists who have a depth of experience in the payment space, in the banking space, and in blockchain technologies. Our team at COTI spans 4 continents and is led, backed, and advised by a team of people who have over 80 years of experience in the payment space. At COTI, we are first and foremost a technology company. Our focus has been on creating a cluster, a base-level protocol using directed acyclic graph structures. What this has enabled us to do is to develop a decentralized payment platform that is fraud-resistant and disruptive to the existing payment infrastructure.
Digital currencies show great promise, but they fail to serve the daily needs of consumers, and they are not fit for payments.
COTI is the missing piece of the puzzle.
COTI represents the next generation of digital currencies. It brings the current standards of the financial services industry into the digital sphere.
Payments of the future are going to be simple, secure, and most importantly, universally trusted. Come be a part of COTI, the currency of the internet.